Ladies, gentlemen, creatures of other natures, my name is Elite02K. In this video, we're going to be talking about what every man should be kept up at night about. Every man should be asking himself about every single minute of the day. What is my top 5 melee weapon choices? So I guess to start off this list, we're going to go to the Egyptian Kofish. This is a hybrid weapon, kinda of a sword and a sickle. These weapons were often capable of holding their blade better and even being heavy enough to chop through armor, harder material like leather. It also retained its mobility, similar to like a one-handed broadsword or short sword. Really cool design. I'm a huge fan of Egyptian history, so I might be a little bit biased on this one. Coming in at number 4, the spear. Spears are incredibly long-shafted weapons, no homo, with a bladed point at the end ranging from 3 to 8 inches. Wink, wink. Well-balanced ones could be thrown, and they were long enough to use them defensively to block attacks, as shown in this picture. These were often used for hunting larger game and even in combat with other humans. Spear is probably one of the oldest melee weapons that humans ever crafted, and it was so good that it still holds up to its usefulness to this day. Coming in at number 3 is javelins. Javelins are shorter spears. Where the shaft on the handle is anywhere from 15 to 30 inches, the blades are often found from 8 to 14. These are often balanced just like spears to be able to be thrown. The reason why I'm placing javelins over spears is because even though they are less in length, that's actually a benefit. That's right, gentlemen, tell that to your girlfriends. Sometimes longer isn't always better. Trust me, I know. Javelins being shorter than their spear counterparts actually means you can use the javelin as a sword too, oftentimes being able to carry a shield for protection, and remaining more nimble than spear carriers without shields. I know all of this because I actually have one. I trained with it. It's kind of funny. I keep it right next to the desk, right next to the blow dart gun. Coming in at our number 2 spot is one-handed warhammers. These hammers were pretty much used by the Vikings, heavy Roman infantry, and other major army forces throughout the medieval and early prehistoric periods. They weigh between 7 and 12 pounds, and the cool thing about hammers is that if you hit someone hard enough with them, even through armor, even padding, can't stop all the force of a hit coming through it for it not to hurt. So even with enemies with thick padded plate armor, you can still hurt them, unlike having to use proper placement with like swords, spears, other things. Some had points on them like this one in the picture did, some didn't. I'm not quite sure why that is. Probably be pretty useful, say if it was a leather-equipped opponent instead of plated armor. You could turn this around and essentially smack them with that end. Not exactly sure. Coming in at our number 1 contender spot, combat axes. Funny story, these weapons are actually solely responsible for why the Vikings were the metaphorical hemorrhoids of the entirety of Europe and the northern Middle East. The axe is a bladed weapon with a BBA, or blade bevel angle, of 18 degrees. The further bevel of the blade being between 18 and 35 degrees for combat purposes. Anything kind of thicker than that is usually referred to as a wood-splitting axe or a wood maul. Axes really have an unmatched ability to other bladed weapon designs, mostly to hold its edge. The longer you can go with using it without sharpening it, it's kind of better. Axes were specifically good in combat because of the heaviness of one-handed axes allowed them to be able to chop into even plate armor, splitting chainmail rings apart, or even going so far as to split into shields and render them borderline useless. So, these are, indeed, my top 5 choices for my ideal 5 best bladed melee weapons. Sorry. Of course, you could have 5 different completely weapons on your list. I'd love to argue about them in the comments with you. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe. And if you do, I will donate you my kidney and my right testicle. You can't have the left. That one's my favorite. His name's Ernie. Goodbye.